All right, Kyle, let's take a look at your paper here. MLA format first. We want to go name, then page number. So you got to put page number at the end there. This is good, although the due date was the 10th of January. So you want to change that. You got too much space here. Have to get rid of the line before that. And then I thought we talked about this. Destroying culture and community. We didn't. You can't. You're not destroying outrage. Destroying culture and community is what you need to, go with. Okay. So your thesis statement is about selfish thinking and reaching rock bottom of your feelings. I'm assuming that means like throwing all your morals out the door. Okay. Use something that relates to that as your attention grabber. Okay, because what you're doing is you're starting right with the topic of the paper, and not necessarily the topic, I guess. It focuses on the future we could have, and what you're not doing yet is you're not talking about there are certain steps you need to take in order to get good at this game. So you're jumping in with the game itself, is what it is. This is what it requires, which I think this is your main points. But remember, if this is your main points, then it should go right down here, right before your thesis statement. Okay. And I'm assuming you're talking about online, missions or something like that. And if that's the case, that needs to be mentioned before. So attention getter, explain it. There are certain steps to becoming an online master, playing advanced warfare. These steps are this, and then you get into your thesis. So I think you really just need to rearrange. And then look just how short this paragraph is. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences long. So certainly you need to add a little bit onto it anyway. But I think you really need to follow a better organizational pattern for the beginning. I like the idea of selfish thinking and rock bottom of your feet. Just change that wording though a little bit. You'll begin to rank up to leaderboard domination no matter the type of team you get. Okay, so I like need a comma right here, but I like the purpose of that thesis statement. That's good. All right. To overrule the other opponents, you must have a class set up that will not only drive others to quit, no comma, but for you to gain victory. Now, you're talking about weapons, which is fine. I think you need to be more clear what class setup though is. I think maybe just to dumb it down a little bit, basically you're just saying you need to be able to choose the right weapon that will drive others to quit and you to gain victory. But how does having the right weapon drive others to quit? Just because you're going to overwhelm them with your, I don't know, but go back to your, this was your thesis statement. How is this tied in to your paragraph? Now, the next thing I talk about, which there's about 5 of them in this paragraph, you have got to watch out for comma splices. You have commas where it should be something else. Once you've chosen your weapon, you should put on some attachments. That's one sentence. It's recommended to have at least 2 attachments. That's another sentence. So you got to put a comma conjunction, a semicolon, or make it a new sentence. This is a comma. This is a you have comma splice here. You don't need a comma there. So that's used. Lastly, comma. This is a comma splice. Gamer Jackson Galbraith says, and then go from there. Again, I think it's so cute that you interviewed your boyfriend. Did he really say abundantly, though? I don't know. That sounds like it's made up. Okay. Period goes inside the quote, too. This is a comma splice. This is a comma right here. So in that first paragraph, you have about 3 comma errors and about 4 or 5 comma splices. So you definitely got to work on that. You have good details in here. You have 3 different sources. So that part is good. Some very specifics, which is good. I think the reasoning you have is good. Go back to your thesis statement. Make sure your thesis statement theme is in here as well. you have a good transition into the next paragraph, so that works well. So you're doing a lot of things right so far, Kyle. All right, this paragraph gets a little bit more convoluted here. So your first paragraph is about, the first part of this paragraph is about the exoskins, the exoskeletons here, which is fine. But you move on to a totally different point, which is score streaks. And you said in your transition this is where you were going, but I didn't realize they have nothing to do with each other, really. So you need to separate these into two separate paragraphs. And I would almost argue that you can get rid of the whole exoskin, because I don't think you really, because overclock sounds like it's just one of these score streak things that you can use in your gameplay. So I don't even think you need to talk about the exoskins at all, the exoskeletons at all. So I would just cut all this out and just start with these score streaks. Now, here's what I don't know, and this is because I don't know the game. You use UAV. I don't know what that means. And I don't know. I'm still a little bit confused as a reader of this paper. I feel like I know a little bit about gaming, but I'm so confused as far as, basically you're telling me all these cheats you can do, okay? The blind eye, and you bring up a lot of cheats. You have overclock, you have you can see people on the map, you have blind eye, you have scrambler, you have system hack, I don't know, there's just a ton. And so I don't know if score streak actually means like the cheats you can do, or like, I don't know. You just say score streaks give you extra points in your gameplay. To achieve those score streaks, you need to work for them. Anyway, so I think it really needs to be a little bit more clear what we're talking about. I think you need to put it into a little bit more layman terms that the everyday person can understand it. Because like I said, I mean I understand games a little bit, but I don't understand what you're talking about. So, and maybe I'm just because I'm an old guy, but. Again, you have some punctuation problems here, Kaiya. Make sure that you work on those. Much better on comma splices in this paragraph, though. I don't see nearly as many. You have comma conjunction problems. Go back through and make sure wherever there's a comma conjunction, you actually need it. There's for example, comma, a sentry they had out, or UAV. So this is even a complete sentence, so you can't even use the semicolon there. And I would just completely rewrite that. And really, it just seems like cheats. Like that's what it seems to me, are just these cheat things that you can do, which is good with your topic of trying to sink low morally and gain the advantage any way that you can. I think that works well for your topic. Be more specific with your transition, what you're about to use in the game field, though. All right. Remember, you can't use I, so make sure you get rid of that. This is a lot of commas and a lot of run-ons here. You'll be known for being sweaty, but you'll still win. You just got to break apart the sentence a little bit. Make sure that, make sure your topic sentence, because this is essentially your topic sentence. So fix that. All right, camping. So camping is frowned upon through the community of first-person shooters. If you camp, you're known as a loser. A lot more names. I mean, I understood as I read it what camping means, but you might want to define it. Camping means, hiding, and just basically picking off opponents as they run by you. You're coming back to more comma splices. You got a lot more comma splices in here, and even final step to the final step to becoming a camping pro is to blend in with your surroundings, and by not having distracting elements such as a bright purple gun and neon armor or something like that. And this is a really funny line right here, and maybe I wouldn't change that part of the line because I think that's really funny. But maybe rearrange some of that sentence. This is a comma splice. So work on that. You do have some good examples in here, but really clean up some of the word choice and the sentence structure there. All right, this probably is your weakest paragraph, and in fact, I might even tell you to get rid of the whole thing. Number one, it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of your paragraphs. It's not part of the gameplay, and even though you say it's going to release all your tension and problems, when we go back and look at your front, selfish thinking and reach rock bottom of your feelings, I still don't think you've really adequately talked about these two things in your paper. I think it does maybe fit into this component a little bit, but the stuff that you say in here, change your tone of voice and growl, it's not your fault, it's your teammates, which I guess is being selfish, but I don't know. It seems like maybe this was the only paragraph that really fit in with your thesis statement. So I'd go back. I think I'd just completely get rid of it. You use I again. Break things, smash your keyboard. I don't know. I just feel like it's weak and it doesn't work too well. Okay, conclusion. Look how short this thing is. Okay. Restate your thesis statement. Restate all your main points in a sentence each. And then end with a clincher. This is essentially your thesis statement. So you only have 3 sentences. You don't even repeat your main points, and you don't end on a clincher. So obviously we got some weakness there. This looks good. Overall, the IGN, you do IGN.com. I'm not sure this is, what is the website here that I'm looking for? This would be IGN.com. I don't know. I feel like there should be a website here that is part of this. All right, Kaiya, you got some work to do on this paper. So hopefully we see a reread out of you to clean it up a little bit. Good luck.